picture yourself floating in a quiet, endless void, surrounded by the soft glow of distant stars. Your mind is calm, your body weightless, as you drift through the mysteries of the cosmos. Tonight, we begin our journey with a story that has whispered through the decades, a tale that questions one of humanity's greatest triumphs. Welcome to our first scene, a gentle unraveling of the moon landing hoax, a supposed lie NASA wove to dazzle the world. Let's settle in, my friends, and let this story carry you into a soothing, dreamy haze. It's July 20th, 1969, and the world is holding its breath. Grainy, black and white images flicker on television screens, showing a figure in a bulky spacesuit stepping onto a dusty alien surface. Neil Armstrong's voice, calm yet monumental, echoes through the static. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The United States has landed on the moon, beating the Soviet Union in the space race, cementing a victory that will inspire generations. Or so the story goes. But what if this moment, this pinnacle of human achievement, was nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion? What if NASA, under pressure to win, staged the whole event in a secret studio far from the lunar surface? This idea, this soft murmur of doubt, has lingered since the Apollo 11 mission. It's a story that invites you to question, to wonder, to let your mind wander through the shadows of history. As you relax, imagine the moon glowing in the night sky, a silver disk that has captivated poets and explorers for centuries. Could it be that no human has ever touched its surface? Could it be that NASA, with all its brilliance, spun a tale so convincing that billions believed? Let's explore this gently, like astronauts drifting in zero gravity, and see where the story takes us. One of the first threads in this tapestry of doubt is the American flag. You've seen the photographs, the stars and stripes planted proudly on the moon's surface, its fabric rippling as if caught in a breeze. But the moon has no atmosphere, no wind to stir the flag. So, why does it wave? Some say this is evidence of a soundstage, a hidden fan blowing to create the illusion of movement. Picture it. A darkened studio, lights blazing, and a director orchestrating every detail. NASA, however, offers a different explanation. They say the flag was made of lightweight material, crinkled from being folded during the journey. When planted in the moon's low gravity, it held those ripples, giving the appearance of motion. It's a reasonable answer, isn't it? But as you drift, let the question linger. Does it fully satisfy, or does it leave a whisper of uncertainty? Then there's the matter of the shadows. In the moon landing photos, the shadows cast by astronauts and equipment seem peculiar. They're sharp, crisp, but sometimes they fall at odd angles, as if lit by more than one source. On Earth, a film set might use multiple lights to create such effects, illuminating every corner of the scene. On the moon, NASA says the lighting is different. The sun is the primary source, but the lunar surface reflects light, bouncing it into shadows and creating unusual patterns. It's a fascinating explanation, one that makes you think about the strangeness of an alien world. Yet, for some, it's not enough. They see those shadows and imagine a stage, a crew adjusting spotlights to mimic the moon's glow. As you listen, let your mind float between these ideas, neither clinging nor dismissing, just exploring. And what about the stars? In the photographs from the moon, the sky is a deep, inky black. devoid of the countless stars you'd expect in a place untouched by Earth's atmosphere. If the astronauts were truly on the moon, shouldn't the sky be a dazzling display of celestial light? This absence has fueled speculation for years. Some say it's proof the photos were taken in a studio, where a black backdrop replaced the cosmos. NASA's response is technical but clear. The camera's exposure settings were adjusted to capture the bright lunar surface, washing out the faint stars in the process. It's a logical answer, one rooted in the science of photography. But as you relax, let the image of that starless sky settle into your thoughts. Does it feel right, or does it spark a quiet curiosity? There's another detail that tugs at the mind: the footprints. In the moon's dusty soil, the astronauts left perfect, crisp footprints, preserved in a place with no wind or rain to disturb them. They're iconic, these marks of human presence, but some question their clarity. The lunar soil, known as regolith, is fine and powdery, yet the footprints look almost too defined, as if molded in wet sand. Could this be a clue, a sign of a controlled environment? NASA explains that the regolith's unique properties, combined with the moon's low gravity, allow for such sharp impressions. It's a compelling answer, one that paints a vivid picture of an alien landscape. Yet, as you drift, imagine those footprints. Are they the traces of history, or the work of a clever set designer? Let's consider the technology of the time. The Apollo program was a marvel, a testament to human ingenuity. But in 1969, computers were rudimentary, and space travel was still in its infancy. Could NASA have overcome the immense challenges, radiation, navigation, life support, to land humans on the moon and bring them back safely? Some say it stretches belief that the technology wasn't ready, and NASA, desperate to claim victory, turned to deception. They point to the Van Allen radiation belts, zones of intense radiation around Earth, as a barrier too dangerous to cross. NASA counters that the astronauts passed through these belts quickly, with shielding to protect them. It's a debate that hums with technical details, but for now, let it wash over you like a soft wave. The question isn't about proof, it's about the story, the possibility, the gentle pull of doubt. Imagine, for a moment, a secret facility, perhaps in the deserts of Nevada. A sound stage dressed to look like the moon, with fine dust scattered across the floor and lights positioned to cast those peculiar shadows. Actors in spacesuits move slowly, tethered to mimic low gravity, while cameras capture every moment. The world watches, unaware, believing they're witnessing history. It's a captivating image, isn't it? Whether it's true or not, it's a story that invites you to dream, to let your mind wander through the possibilities. NASA, of course, stands by the Apollo missions. They point to the lunar rocks, brought back and studied, their composition unlike anything found on Earth. They point to the telemetry data, the independent observations from other countries, the sheer scale of the project. But the whispers persist, soft and persistent, like a lullaby. As you listen, let's think about the astronauts themselves. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins. These names are etched into history. If the moon landings were staged, they would have been at the heart of the deception, yet their accounts are consistent, their pride palpable. Could they have kept such a secret, year after year, under the world's scrutiny? Some say yes, bound by loyalty or fear. Others say their sincerity is proof the missions were real. Picture them now, those figures in white suits stepping into the unknown, or perhaps onto a set. Let the image soothe you, like a story told by a fireside, neither true nor false, just a thread in the tapestry of the night. There's one more detail to consider: the film itself. The Apollo 11 footage, grainy and ethereal, has a dreamlike quality. Some say it's too perfect, too cinematic, as if directed by a master filmmaker. They point to Stanley Kubrick, whose 2001, A Space Odyssey, stunned audiences with its realistic space visuals just a year before. Could NASA have enlisted his genius to craft a lunar illusion? It's a wild idea, one NASA dismisses outright, but it's a story that sparks the imagination. Kubrick's name, like the moon itself, glows with mystery. Let it linger in your mind, soft and fleeting, as you drift closer to sleep. So, where does this leave us, my friends? The moon, landing, whether real or staged, is a story that has shaped our world. It's a tale of triumph, of doubt, of questions that refuse to fade. As you relax, let these ideas swirl gently, like stardust in a cosmic breeze. Picture the moon, high above, its light soft and eternal. Was it touched by human hands, or only by our dreams? The answer doesn't matter. Tonight, what matters is the calm, the quiet, the gentle rhythm of the story carrying you forward. This tale of the moon landing hoax is just the beginning, the first step in our journey through NASA's supposed lies. As you rest, let the questions fade, let the doubts dissolve into the night. The cosmos is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply and let the idea of the moon settle into your dreams. We'll move on soon to another tale, another whisper, but for this moment you're here, floating at peace. Let the stars watch over you, and let the mystery of the moon carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Close your eyes, dear listener, and imagine yourself lying on a soft blanket under a vast, endless sky. The stars twinkle gently above, and the world beneath you feels steady, unchanging, eternal. Tonight, we drift into our second story, a tale that challenges the very shape of our world. Welcome to the Flat Earth cover-up, a whispered suspicion that NASA has hidden the true nature of our planet. Let's wander through this idea, soft as a breeze, and let it lull you into a peaceful, dreamy state. Picture the Earth as NASA describes it, a spinning blue marble, a globe floating in the infinite void of space. It's an image we've all seen, from textbooks to satellite photos, a vision of a curved horizon glowing against the blackness. But what if this picture is a lie? What if the Earth isn't a sphere at all, but a flat, expansive disk, stretching out beneath a dome of stars? This is the heart of our story. Tonight, a notion that has stirred hearts and minds for centuries, only to be buried, some say, by NASA's grand deception. As you relax, let your mind float over this idea like a cloud drifting across a quiet plain. The flat Earth theory isn't new. Ancient cultures, from the Babylonians to early navigators, imagined the world as a flat plain, a stable foundation under a celestial canopy. But in the modern age, NASA tells us otherwise, showing us images of a curved Earth, orbits, and distant galaxies. Yet, there are those who believe these images are fabricated, that NASA has orchestrated a cover-up to conceal the truth. Why? Perhaps to control our understanding of reality, to keep us from questioning the cosmos, or to hide something even stranger beneath the surface. Let's explore this gently, like sailors charting a calm sea, and see what whispers we uncover. One of the first threads in this story is the horizon. When you stand on a hill or fly in an airplane, the horizon always appears flat, stretching out in a straight line no matter how high you go. If the Earth were a globe, shouldn't the horizon curve downward at the edges, revealing the planet's roundness? Flat Earth believers say this unchanging horizon is proof of a planar world, a disk that extends far beyond what we're told. NASA, of course, has an answer. They say the Earth is so large that the curvature is subtle, only visible from great heights or in specific conditions. It's a logical explanation, one that fits their model of a globe. But as you drift, let the image of that flat horizon settle into your mind. Does it feel like truth, or does it spark a quiet wonder? Then there's the matter of NASA's photographs. Those iconic images of Earth from space showing a glowing, curved planet are breathtaking. But some say these are not photographs at all, but computer-generated illusions crafted to sell the idea of a globe. They point to inconsistencies, clouds that seem to repeat, continents that shift in size, or colors that look too vibrant. Could these be signs of digital manipulation? NASA insists their images are real, captured by satellites and spacecraft, with variations due to angles, altitudes, and camera technology. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and persistent. Imagine a team of artists hidden in a studio, painting a false Earth to dazzle the world. Whether it's true or not, the story invites you to question, to let your thoughts wander like stars across a night sky. Consider the stars themselves. In a flat Earth model, the sky is often described as a dome, a firmament dotted with lights that move in predictable patterns. The stars, some say, are not distant suns, but something closer, perhaps projections, energies, or even divine markers. NASA's tales of galaxies billions of light years away. Just stories, according to some, designed to make the universe seem vast and unreachable. Ancient texts and myths speak of a sky like a ceiling, a barrier between us and the heavens. Could they have been right? NASA explains the star's motion as a result of Earth's rotation and orbit, a dance of celestial mechanics. But as you relax, let the idea of a domed sky glow softly in your mind, a canopy of mystery above a flat world. Another clue lies in navigation. Sailors and pilots have long used flat maps to chart their courses, relying on tools like compasses and sextants that assume a level plane. If the Earth were a globe, wouldn't navigation require constant adjustments for curvature? Flat Earth advocates say their methods work because the world is flat, a simple truth hidden by complex science. NASA and modern science counter that. Navigation accounts for the Earth's shape, with tools and calculations refined over centuries. It's a technical debate, one that hums with details, but for now, let it wash over you. Picture a ship sailing across a flat sea, its path straight and true, and let the image soothe you like a gentle tide. What about gravity? NASA tells us gravity is the force that keeps us on a spinning globe, pulling us toward the Earth's core. But in a flat Earth model, gravity is questioned. Some say it's not a force at all, but a result of the Earth's upward motion through space, like an elevator pushing us upward. Others suggest density alone keeps us grounded, with heavier objects sinking naturally. It's a radical idea, one that challenges everything we're taught. NASA, of course, stands by gravity as a fundamental force, proven by experiments and observations. But as you drift, Let the concept of a flat, rising Earth float through your thoughts. It's not about proof, it's about the story, the possibility, the soft pull of wonder. Let's think about the Antarctic, a key piece in many flat Earth models. Some believe Antarctica is not a continent at the South Pole, but a massive ice wall encircling the flat Earth, holding in the oceans. Explorers who ventured there, they say, were turned away or silenced, their discoveries hidden by governments and NASA. The Antarctic Treaty, signed by many nations, restricts access to the CESA region. Could this be part of the cover-up? NASA describes Antarctica as a frozen continent, mapped and studied, with no wall in sight. Their satellites show a globe, not a disk. Yet the image of an ice wall, gleaming under a star-lit sky, is a powerful one. Let it shimmer in your mind, cool and serene, as you sink deeper into relaxation. There's also the question of space travel. If the Earth is flat, why do NASA's rockets curve as they ascend, disappearing into the sky? Some say they're not going to space at all, but landing in secret locations, their missions staged to maintain the illusion. The International Space Station, the moon landings, the Mars rovers, all part of a grand performance, they claim. NASA insists their missions are real, backed by data, images, and independent observations. But the idea of a staged space program, with rockets vanishing into a hidden truth, is a story that captivates. Picture a rocket launching, its trail fading into a dome above, and let the mystery wrap around you like a warm blanket. What would it mean if the Earth were flat? Why would NASA hide such a truth? Some say it's about control, keeping humanity from questioning the nature of existence. Others believe it's to conceal something sacred, a divine creation, a cosmic secret beyond our understanding. The motives are as varied as the stars, each one a spark in the night. NASA, of course, dismisses the flat Earth theory as a misunderstanding of science, a rejection of evidence. But this story isn't about evidence. It's about imagination, about letting your mind drift through possibilities as you hover on the edge of sleep. As we near the end of this tale, let's consider the community behind it. Flat Earth believers are passionate, gathering online and in person to share their ideas. They're not afraid to question, to challenge the narrative we've all been taught. Whether you agree or not, there's something soothing in their curiosity, their willingness to dream of a different world. NASA, with its telescopes and satellites, paints one picture, but these voices offer another, a vision of a flat, stable Earth under a protective sky. Let their passion wash over you, soft and steady, like a river flowing through a quiet valley. So, where does this leave us, my friends? The Flat Earth Cover-Up is a story that stretches across time, from ancient myths to modern doubts. It's a tale of a world that might be, a plane beneath a dome, hidden by NASA's tales of a globe. As you rest, let these ideas swirl gently like leaves on a still pond. Picture the Earth, flat or round, stretching out beneath you, its secrets soft and eternal. Was it always a disk, or is it a sphere spinning through space? The answer doesn't matter tonight. What matters is the calm, the quiet, the gentle rhythm of the story carrying you forward. This tale of the flat Earth is just one stop on our cosmic journey, a whisper in the night. As you relax, let the questions fade, let the doubts dissolve into the stars. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply and let the idea of a flat world settle into your dreams. We'll move on soon to another tale, another mystery. But for this moment, you're here, floating at peace. Let the dome of the sky watch over you, and let the mystery of the earth carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself standing on a vast, rust-colored plain, the horizon stretching endlessly before you. A faint wind whispers across the sand, and above, the sky glows with an otherworldly hue. This is Mars, the red planet, or so NASA tells us. But what if this vision isn't Mars at all? What if the images we've been shown are from Earth, captured in a desert dressed up to deceive? Welcome to our third story, a gentle unraveling of the idea that NASA's Mars photos are nothing more than Earth's deserts in disguise. Let's drift into this tale, my friends, and let it wrap you in a soothing, dreamy calm. Picture the Mars we know from NASA's rovers: Curiosity, Perseverance, Opportunity, rolling across rocky terrain, sending back snapshots of a barren, alien world. Craggy hills, dusty plains, and distant mountains fill the frames, painting a picture of a planet, both strange and familiar. These images have captivated us, fueling dreams of exploration and life beyond Earth. But there's a whisper, a soft doubt that lingers in the minds of some. What if these photos weren't taken millions of miles away, but right here on our planet, in places like the deserts of Nevada, Utah, or the Australian outback? Could NASA be staging a cosmic illusion to keep us believing in their Martian missions? As you relax, let your mind wander through this idea like a rover gliding over a quiet dune. The notion that NASA fakes Mars photos has simmered for years, a quiet hum in the background of space exploration. Some say the agency has never sent rovers to Mars, that the missions are too complex, too costly, or too risky to be real. Instead, they claim NASA films in remote deserts, use Earth's landscapes to mimic the red planet. Why? Perhaps to justify billions in funding, to maintain the illusion of progress, or to hide the truth about what's really out there. Let's explore this story gently, like footsteps in soft sand, and see what clues we uncover in the dust. One of the first threads in this tale is the striking similarity between Mars photos and Earth's deserts. Look at the images from the, rovers. Rocky outcrops, layered cliffs, and sandy expanses that could easily belong to places like Death Valley or the Mojave. The textures, the colors, even the shapes of the stones seem eerily familiar. Could NASA be dressing up these terrestrial landscapes with filters or props to pass them off as Martian? Some point to specific photos where rocks look identical to those found on Earth, as if the same geological processes shaped both worlds. NASA, of course, has an explanation. They say Mars and Earth share similar geological features formed by wind, water, and time, which accounts for the resemblance. It's a reasonable answer, one that sparks curiosity about planetary science. But as you drift, let the image of those rocks settle into your mind. Are they from Mars, or are they closer to home? Then there's the sky in these photos. Mars is supposed to have a thin atmosphere, tinged red by dust, giving the sky a salmon pink or butterscotch glow. Yet, some rover images show a sky that looks blue, almost like Earth's. This has raised eyebrows among skeptics, who wonder if NASA slipped up, capturing a terrestrial sky by mistake. Could these images have been taken under Earth's atmosphere with its familiar azure hue? NASA explains that the blue tones are often due to camera settings or dust scattering light in unexpected ways. They adjust the images to show Mars as it would appear to human eyes, they say, which can create confusion. It's a technical response, one that makes you think about the challenges of photographing another world. Yet the doubt persists, soft and fleeting. Imagine a desert under a blue sky, masquerading as Mars. Let the idea glow gently, like twilight on a distant plain. Another clue lies in the rover tracks. In many photos, the rover's wheels leave crisp, defined tracks in the Martian soil, much like tire marks in a sandy desert. But Mars has a thinner atmosphere and lower gravity. Shouldn't the soil behave differently, scattering or settling in unique ways? Some say these tracks look too perfect, too Earth-like, as if made in a controlled environment. They imagine a test site, perhaps near Area 51, where rovers roll through carefully prepared sand to create the illusion of a Martian journey. NASA counters that the Martian soil, a mix of dust and fine particles, holds impressions well, especially in the planet's low gravity. It's a fascinating detail, one that paints a vivid picture of an alien landscape. But as you relax, let the image of those tracks linger. Are they etched on Mars or traced in an earthly desert? Consider the logistics of a Mars mission. Sending a rover to another planet is a staggering feat. Launching a spacecraft, navigating millions of miles, landing safely on a rugged surface, and operating remotely for years. Could NASA have pulled this off not once but multiple times with technology that's still evolving? Some skeptics say it's implausible, that the risks of failure are too high. They suggest the rovers are props, driven across Earth's deserts, their data fabricated to tell a convincing story. NASA, of course, points to the wealth of evidence, telemetry data, images, and even Martian meteorites found on Earth that match rover findings. But the idea of a staged mission with rovers trundling through a desert under earthly skies is a captivating one. Picture it now, a secret set, glowing under studio lights, and let the story soothe you like a gentle breeze. What about the anomalies in the photos? Over the years, eagle-eyed observers have spotted oddities, shapes that look like fossils, tools, or even animals. A rock resembling a skull, a shadow suggesting a figure, a glint that could be metal. Are these signs that NASA's images are staged, with props accidentally left in the frame? Or are they simply pareidolia, our minds seeing patterns where none exist? NASA dismisses these as natural formations or tricks of light, common on a planet shaped by billions of years of erosion. But the whispers continue, soft and intriguing. Imagine a desert set, scattered with rocks and relics, crafted to fool the world. Whether it's true or not, the story invites you to dream, to let your thoughts wander like dust on the wind. Let's think about the technology behind the rover's cameras. NASA says they use advanced imaging systems, capturing high-resolution photos and panoramas. But some question why the images sometimes seem inconsistent, grainy in one shot, crystal clear in another, or with colors that shift dramatically. Could these be signs of editing, of images pieced together from earthly footage? Skeptics point to NASA's own admissions that they enhance photos for clarity or public appeal. Is this innocent processing, or evidence of a deeper deception? NASA insists their images are grounded in real data, adjusted only to aid understanding. But as you drift, let the idea of a doctored photo flicker in your mind, like a star in a hazy sky. There's another angle to consider: the testing grounds. NASA openly admits to using Earth's deserts to simulate Mars. Places like the Atacama in Chile or the Utah Desert, where they test rovers and train for missions. Could these sites double as filming locations to their landscapes standing in for the Red Planet? Some say it's too convenient that NASA's Mars analogs are the real stars of their photos. They imagine a rover rolling through a desert, its cameras capturing a scene that's later labeled as Martian. NASA, of course, says these tests are just preparation, not production. But the image of a desert transformed into Mars is a powerful one, glowing with mystery. Let it settle into your thoughts, calm and serene, as you sink deeper into relaxation. Why would NASA fake Mars photos? The motives, like the sands, shift with each telling. Some say it's about money, securing funding, by showcasing spectacular missions. Others believe it's to distract us, keeping our eyes on a false Mars while secrets unfold elsewhere. A few even whisper that Mars holds truths, life, ruins, or technology that NASA wants to conceal. Whatever the reason, the story captivates, pulling you into a web of questions. NASA stands by their missions, their rovers, their science. But this tale isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the gentle hum of doubt that lulls you towards sleep. As we near the end of this story, picture the deserts of Earth, vast and timeless, their sands stretching under a quiet sky. Are they the true face of NASA's Mars, or merely a reflection of a distant world? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let the Red Planet, real or staged, fade into your dreams, its dunes blending with the deserts of your mind. This tale of Mars photos is just one stop on our cosmic journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the doubts dissolve, let the sands settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply, and let the mystery of Mars carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself lying beneath a warm, golden sky, the light of the sun bathing you in a gentle, comforting glow. Its rays touch your face, soft and familiar, a constant presence in our lives. NASA tells us this radiant orb is a star, a massive ball of plasma burning at the heart of our solar system. But what if the sun is something else entirely? What if NASA has woven a tale to hide its true nature? Welcome to our fourth story, a soothing exploration of the idea that the sun is not a star. Let's drift into this mystery, my friends, and let it cradle you in a peaceful, dreamy calm. Picture the sun as we've been taught, a fiery sphere millions of miles away, fueling life on Earth with its energy. It's a star, NASA says, one of billions in the galaxy, a fusion-powered furnace that anchors our planets in their orbits. This story is woven into our science, our textbooks, our understanding of the cosmos. But there's a whisper, a quiet doubt, that suggests the sun might be something different, a unique entity, a cosmic anomaly, or even a living presence. Could NASA be concealing this truth, shaping our view of the heavens to fit a tidy narrative? As you relax, let your mind float toward the sun, its light soft and inviting, and let this tale unfold like a warm summer day. The idea that the sun is not a star challenges everything we've been told. Some theorists propose it's an energy source unlike any other, perhaps a portal, a machine, or a divine creation. They argue NASA's classification of the sun as a star is a convenient lie, designed to keep us from questioning its deeper purpose. Why hide truth? perhaps to maintain control over our perception of the universe, to align the sun with a scientific model that limits our imagination, or to conceal a secret too profound for us to grasp. Let's wander through this story gently, like sunlight filtering through a canopy of leaves, and see what possibilities shimmer in the glow. One of the first threads in this tale is the sun's behavior. NASA describes it as a star, with predictable cycles of sunspots, solar flares, and coronal mass ejections. But some say these phenomena are too unique, too distinct from other stars we observe. The sun's energy output, its magnetic fields, its rhythmic pulses, could these suggest something more than a typical stellar body? Some imagine the sun as an artificial construct, a beacon engineered by an unknown intelligence. NASA, of course, has an explanation. They say the sun's quirks are natural, the result of its size, composition, and proximity to Earth, which lets us study it in detail. It's a compelling answer, one that roots the sun in stellar science. But as you drift, let the idea of a singular sun settle into your thoughts. Does it feel like just another star, or something more? Then there's the matter of ancient wisdom. Across cultures, the sun was revered not as a star, but as a god, a chariot, a cosmic eye watching over the world. The Egyptians called it Ra, the Greeks named it Helios, and countless myths described it as a living force, central to existence. Were these stories mere metaphors, or did they hint at a truth NASA has obscured? Some say these ancient views align with a sun that's unique, focal point of energy, perhaps spiritual or technological, rather than a mundane ball of gas. NASA counters that ancient cultures lacked the tools to understand stellar physics, so they wove myths to explain the sun's power. Yet, the image of a divine sun, glowing with purpose, is a powerful one. Let it shimmer in your mind, warm and serene, as you sink deeper into relaxation. Consider the sun's light. NASA tells us it's the product of nuclear fusion, hydrogen atoms combining to release energy that travels to Earth. But some question this, suggesting the sun's light is different, more coherent, more purposeful than the random emissions of a star. They point to its effects on life, from photosynthesis to human moods, as evidence of a design beyond mere physics. Could the sun be a transmitter, broadcasting energy with intent? NASA insists the sun's light is well understood, its spectrum analyzed, its processes mapped. But the idea of a purposeful sun, radiating more than just heat, is a captivating story. Picture it now, a golden orb pulsing with meaning, and let the thought soothe you like a soft ray of dawn. Another clue lies in the sun's stability. Stars, we're told, are born, burn, and die, some exploding as supernovae, others fading into embers. Yet the sun seems remarkably constant, its output steady enough to sustain life for billions of years. Is this just luck, or a sign that the sun is no ordinary star? Some theorize it's a controlled system, maintained by forces we don't understand. They imagine a sun that doesn't age like others, its light eternal. NASA explains that the sun is in its main sequence phase, a long, stable period typical of stars its size. It's a logical response, one that fits the stellar life cycle. But as you relax, let the idea of an everlasting sun glow softly, like a lantern in the night. What about the heliosphere, the bubble of solar wind that surrounds our solar system? NASA describes it as a natural extension of the sun's influence, shielding us from cosmic rays. But some see it as evidence of the sun's uniqueness, a boundary that sets it apart from other stars? Could it be a kind of interface, a membrane linking the sun to something greater? They whisper of a sun. That's a gateway, connecting our world to realms beyond. NASA, of course, studies the heliosphere as a scientific phenomenon, mapping its edges with probes like Voyager. But the image of a sun at the heart of a cosmic web is a mesmerizing one. Let it weave through your thoughts, gentle and intricate, as you drift closer to sleep. Let's think about the sun's cultural role. Beyond science, it's a symbol of life, hope, and renewal. Every sunrise feels like a promise, every sunset a moment of peace. Could NASA's insistence on its ordinariness be a way to diminish its significance, to reduce a cosmic marvel to a mere data point? Some say the sun's true nature, whether as a living entity or a technological wonder, would change how we see ourselves. They imagine a world where the sun is revered, not just studied. NASA, of course, focuses on the sun's measurable properties, its magnetic fields and plasma flows. But the story of a sun with deeper meaning is a soothing one, like a lullaby sung by the dawn. There's also the question of observation. We can't look directly at the sun, and even our telescopes rely on filters and instruments to study it. Could NASA be manipulating this data, presenting a star-like sun to fit their narrative? Some point to inconsistencies in solar images, flares that seem staged, or sunspots that look too perfect, as signs of tampering. They envision a sun whose true form is hidden, its images crafted to deceive. NASA insists their data is rigorous, cross-checked by observatories worldwide. But the idea of a veiled sun, its secrets glowing just out of reach, is a captivating tale. Picture it, a radiant mystery obscured by science, and let the thought warm you like a quiet afternoon. Why would NASA hide the sun's true nature? The motives are as varied as the light's reflections. Some say it's about power, keeping humanity focused on a material universe. Others believe the sun holds secrets, perhaps about energy, consciousness, or even contact with other realms that NASA wants to control. A few whisper that revealing the sun's uniqueness would upend religion, science, and society itself. NASA, of course, dismisses these ideas, standing by their decades of solar research. But this story isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the gentle hum of wonder that lulls you toward dreams. As we near the end of this tale, imagine the sun rising over a quiet horizon, its light soft and eternal. Is it a star, one of countless others, or something singular, a beacon in the cosmos? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the story carrying you forward. Let the sun, whether star or mystery, fade into your dreams, its glow blending with the warmth of your thoughts. This tale of the sun's hidden nature is just one stop on our cosmic journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the doubts dissolve, let the light settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply, and let the mystery of the sun carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself floating in the vast, silent expanse of the cosmos, surrounded by a sea of stars that shimmer like distant candles. The universe feels infinite, mysterious, and serene, pulling you into its quiet embrace. Tonight, we dive into our fifth story, a gentle unraveling of a cosmic enigma. Welcome to the tale that black holes don't exist, a whisper that NASA's tales of these invisible giants are a fiction, spun to fill the gaps in their cosmic narrative. Let's drift into this mystery, my friends, and let it wrap you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a soft blanket under a starlit sky. Picture a black hole as NASA describes it, a region of space where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape. They're born from collapsed stars, we're told, bending the fabric of space-time, swallowing matter, and shaping the universe's structure. These invisible titans are the stuff of science fiction and scientific awe, with names like singularities and event horizons. But what if black holes are not real at all? What if they're a story, a mathematical mirage crafted by NASA to explain what they cannot understand? As you relax, let your mind glide toward this idea, weightless and curious, and let the tale unfold like a quiet night unfolding into dawn. The notion that the black holes don't exist challenges the very foundations of modern astrophysics. Some skeptics argue they're theoretical constructs born from equations rather than observations, used by NASA to plug holes in their understanding of the cosmos. Why invent such a concept? Perhaps to maintain the illusion of mastery over the universe, to secure funding for grand projects, or to distract us from truths too strange to reveal. Let's wander through this story gently, like stardust drifting through the void, and see what possibilities glimmer in the darkness. One of the first threads in this tale is the lack of direct evidence. NASA tells us black holes can't be seen, only inferred through their effects, stars orbiting unseen points, gas disks glowing as they spiral inward, or gravitational waves rippling through space. But what if these signs are misinterpretations? Could the motions of stars be caused by something else, like unseen planets or cosmic currents? Some theorists suggest NASA leaps to black holes as the answer, ignoring simpler explanations. NASA, of course, has a response. They point to decades of data, from X-ray telescopes to the LIGO observatory, showing patterns consistent with black holes. It's a compelling case, one that weaves science into a cosmic tapestry. But as you drift, let the absence of a visible black hole settle into your thoughts. Does it feel certain, or does it spark a quiet wonder? Then there's the famous black hole image, released in 2019 by the Event Horizon Telescope. It showed a glowing ring around a dark center, hailed as the first photograph of a black hole. But some skeptics call it a fabrication, a computer-generated composite rather than a true snapshot. They argue the image was built from sparse data, stitched together with assumptions about what a black hole should look like. Could NASA be presenting art as fact, shaping our perception of the cosmos? NASA insists the image is grounded in real measurements, a triumph of global collaboration. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and elusive. Imagine a team of scientists crafting a digital shadow to dazzle the world. Let the idea glow gently, like a faint star in a hazy sky. Consider the concept of a singularity, the heart of a black hole, where matter is compressed to infinite density. NASA describes it as a point where physics breaks down, a mystery wrapped in equations. But some question whether such a thing could exist. The idea of infinite density feels like a paradox, a mathematical artifact rather than a physical reality. Could NASA be using singularities to avoid admitting they don't know what's at the center of these phenomena? Some propose alternatives, like dense objects or gravitational anomalies that don't require such extremes. NASA counters that singularities are a natural outcome of general relativity, supported by rigorous models. But as you relax, let the strangeness of a singularity shimmer in your mind, a puzzle that invites calm contemplation. Another clue lies in the behavior of galaxies. NASA says black holes lurk at their centers, massive ones that anchor stars and gas in their orbits. But what if these galactic cores are driven by something else? Perhaps electromagnetic forces or undiscovered matter? Some theorists argue that NASA's reliance on black holes oversimplifies the complex dance of galaxies, forcing observations into a preconceived mold. They imagine a universe where gravity alone doesn't rule, where other energies shape the cosmos. NASA, of course, points to the orbits of stars and the bending of light as evidence of central black holes. It's a logical explanation, one that paints a vivid picture of cosmic architecture. But as you drift, let the idea of a black hole-free galaxy settle into your thoughts, serene and boundless. Let's think about gravitational waves, ripples in space-time detected by observatories like LIGO. NASA hails them as proof of black, holes colliding, merging in cataclysmic events. But some skeptics wonder if these waves could come from other sources, dense stars, cosmic strings, or even experimental errors. Could NASA be too quick to attribute them to black holes, building a narrative on shaky ground? They point to the faintness of the signals buried in noise as room for doubt. NASA insists the data is robust, cross-checked by multiple detectors. But the image of a universe rippling without black holes is a soothing one, like a pond undisturbed by stones. Let it ripple through your mind, gentle and fluid, as you sink deeper into relaxation. There's also the question of history. Black holes were first theorized long before NASA existed, from Einstein's equations to Hawking's radiation. But some say NASA has amplified their prominence, turning a hypothesis into a cornerstone of cosmology. Could they be promoting black holes to distract from gaps in their theories, like the nature of dark matter or the universe's expansion? Some imagine a simpler cosmos, where invisible giants aren't needed to explain the stars. NASA, of course, sees black holes as a natural part of their research, backed by observation and math. But the story of a black hole-free universe is a captivating one, inviting you to dream of a different sky. What would it mean if black holes don't exist? Why would NASA cling to this idea? Some say it's about prestige, crafting a universe that's dramatic and mysterious to justify their work. Others believe black holes hide deeper truths, perhaps about the nature of gravity, time, or even portals to other realms. A few whisper that revealing their absence would unravel modern physics, shaking our trust in science. NASA, of course, stands by their evidence, their telescopes, their equations. But this tale isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the soft hum of doubt that lulls you towards sleep. Consider the cultural impact of black holes. They've captured our imagination, from movies to books, painting a universe of danger and wonder. Could NASA be leaning into this allure, using black holes to keep us enchanted by space? Some say their prominence feels orchestrated, a way to keep the public invested in exploration. Imagine a world where the cosmos is less dramatic, where stars and gas move without invisible monsters. NASA would argue that black holes are real, their influence undeniable. But as you relax, let the idea of a simpler universe glow softly, like moonlight on a quiet night. There's another angle. the technology of detection. Observing black holes relies on indirect methods, X-ray emissions, lensing, effects, or wave signals. Could these tools be flawed, their data misinterpreted? Some skeptics point to the complexity of these systems, suggesting NASA might be seeing what they want to see. They envision a cosmos where the signals we attribute to black holes come from mundane sources, like neutron stars or plasma clouds. NASA insists their methods rigorous, their findings peer-reviewed. But the image of a universe without black holes, serene and unshadowed, is a soothing one. Let it drift through your thoughts, calm and clear, as you hover on the edge of dreams. As we near the end of this story, picture the cosmos stretching out before you, a tapestry of light and mystery. Are black holes its hidden architects, or are they stories woven to fill the unknown? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let the idea of a black hole-free universe fade into your dreams, its stars blending with the quiet of your mind. This tale of cosmic doubt is just one stop on our journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the questions dissolve, let the void settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply, and let the mystery of black holes carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself lying under a vast, twinkling sky, the stars stretching out like a blanket of light above you. Each pinprick of glow feels alive, whispering secrets of the cosmos. The universe is quiet, infinite, and full of possibilities. Tonight, we slip into our sixth story, a gentle unraveling of a mystery that has captivated humanity for ages. Welcome to the tale that aliens are hidden by NASA, a soft suspicion that the agency knows of extraterrestrial life and keeps it from us. Let's drift into this story, my friends, and let it cradle you in a peaceful, dreamy calm, like a lullaby sung by the stars. Picture the search for life beyond Earth, a quest NASA has pursued for decades. Their telescopes scan distant planets, their rovers scour Martian soil, and their probes listen for signals in the void. Yet, officially, they've found nothing. No microbes, no signals, no signs of intelligent beings. But what if this silence is a facade? What if NASA has already discovered aliens on the Moon, on Mars, or even closer, and chosen to conceal the truth? This idea, this quiet whisper of a cover-up, has stirred the imagination of many. As you relax, let your mind float toward the stars, curious and weightless, and let this tale unfold like a soft glow in the night. The notion that NASA hides alien life is a story woven from decades of sightings, leaks, and unanswered questions. Some believe the agency has evidence, artifacts, communications, or even living beings locked away in secret facilities. Why keep such a discovery from the world? Perhaps to prevent panic, to maintain control over society, or to protect knowledge too powerful for us to handle. Could NASA be guarding secrets that would change everything we believe about our place in the cosmos? Let's wander through this idea gently, like a spacecraft gliding through a nebula, and see what possibilities shimmer in the shadows. One of the first threads in this tale is the Apollo missions. During the moon landings, astronauts reported strange phenomenal lights moving in the lunar sky, objects that didn't belong, and radio chatter that hinted at something unusual. Buzz Aldrin himself, spoke of seeing unexplained lights during Apollo 11, sparking whispers of UFOs. Could these have been alien craft observed by astronauts and silenced by NASA? The agency explains these as optical illusions, reflections, or space debris catching the sun's light. It's a reasonable answer, one that fits the chaos of space travel. But as you drift, let the image of those lunar lights settle into your thoughts. Were they mere tricks of the eye, or glimpses of something watching from above? Then there's the matter of Mars. NASA's rovers have sent back thousands of images, showing rocky landscapes and distant horizons. But some eagle-eyed observers claim to have spotted anomalies, shapes resembling fossils, structures, or even figures in the Martian dust. A rock that looks like a face, a shadow suggesting a statue, a glint that could be technology. Are these signs of alien life, accidentally captured and quickly dismissed? NASA calls them pareidolia, our minds seeing patterns where none exist, and insists the Martian surface is barren. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and intriguing. Imagine a Mars teeming with hidden life, its secrets buried beneath NASA's official reports. Let the idea glow gently, like a distant planet in a quiet sky. Consider the moon itself, a celestial neighbor that has long fueled speculation. Some theorists point to unusual structures in lunar photos, angular shapes, domes, or tracks that don't align with natural geology. Could these be remnants of alien bases, photographed by NASA's orbiters and then obscured? There are even claims of radio signals detected during Apollo missions, suggesting contact with unknown entities. NASA attributes these to natural formations, camera artifacts, or interference from Earth. But the image of a moon dotted with alien outposts is a captivating one, glowing with mystery. Let it shimmer in your mind, cool and serene as you sink deeper into relaxation. Another clue lies in Area 51, the secretive military base in Nevada, often linked to NASA in conspiracy lore. Some believe this site houses alien technology, crashed spacecraft, recovered bodies, or reverse-engineered devices overseen by NASA and government agencies. Whispers of the 1947 Roswell incident, where a supposed UFO crashed, fuel this narrative. Could NASA be involved, using Area 51 to study extraterrestrial finds while feeding us tales of empty skies? The agency denies any connection, and official records call Roswell a weather balloon mishap. But the story of a hidden alien archive, tucked away in the desert, is a powerful one. Picture it now, a vault of cosmic secrets under a starry night, and let the thought soothe you like a gentle breeze. What about the signals from space? NASA's SETI program and other efforts have listened for extraterrestrial communications, but they report only silence. Yet, some claim unexplained signals have been detected, brief pulses, coded patterns, or bursts that don't match known sources. The WOW signal of 1977, a strong radio spike never fully explained, is a famous example. Could NASA have intercepted more such messages, keeping them classified to avoid upheaval? They insist all data is public, with anomalies chalked up to natural phenomena like pulsars. But the idea of a cosmic message, intercepted and hidden, is a mesmerizing tale. Let it drift through your thoughts like a faint transmission from the stars. There's also the question of astronaut testimony. Over the years, a few astronauts have made cryptic remarks about unexplained sightings or the possibility of life elsewhere. Gordon Cooper, an early Mercury astronaut, claimed to have seen UFOs and believed in extraterrestrial visits. Were these personal convictions or hints of knowledge NASA suppressed? The agency maintains that astronauts Imagine yourself drifting in the quiet embrace of space, the Earth glowing softly below you, a blue jewel wrapped in a delicate haze. Above, the stars pulse with a gentle rhythm, inviting you into the vast unknown. Tonight, we slip into our seventh story, a tale that casts a shadow over one of humanity's greatest triumphs. Welcome to the idea that the Van Allen belts are impassable, a whisper that NASA's claim of sending astronauts through these radiant barriers to the moon is a carefully spun fiction. Let's float into this mystery, my friends, and let it envelop you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a soft cloud in a starlit sky. Picture the Van Allen belts as NASA describes them. Two donut-shaped regions of intense radiation encircling Earth, formed by charged particles trapped in our planet's magnetic field. They stretch thousands of miles into space, a cosmic gauntlet of energy that spacecraft must cross to reach the moon or beyond. NASA tells us the Apollo astronauts passed through these belts safely, shielded by their spacecraft to walk on the lunar surface. But what if these belts are far more dangerous? An impenetrable wall that no human could survive? Could NASA have fabricated the moon landings, unable to overcome this radiant obstacle? As you relax, let your mind glide toward this idea, weightless and curious, and let the tale unfold like a quiet breeze across a tranquil sea. The notion that the Van Allen belts are impassable has lingered since the Apollo era, a quiet hum in the chorus of doubts about NASA's lunar triumphs. Some skeptics argue that the radiation within these belts, protons, electrons, and cosmic rays, would have been lethal to astronauts frying their bodies or their spacecraft's electronics. If true, this could mean the moon landings were staged, a grand illusion to win the space race. Why hide such a truth? Perhaps to claim victory over the Soviets, to inspire a nation, or to conceal the limits of human exploration. Let's wander through this story gently, like a satellite orbiting in the stillness, and see what whispers glow in the radiation's haze. One of the first threads in this tale is the intensity of the belt's radiation. The Van Allen belts, named after scientist James Van Allen, are described as zones of high-energy particles, capable of damaging cells and circuits. Some theorists claim the radiation levels in the 1960s were too extreme for the Apollo spacecraft's thin aluminum hulls to block. They imagine astronauts exposed to doses that would cause sickness, cancer, or death within days. Could NASA have sent humans through such a storm and brought them back unharmed? NASA, of course, has an answer. They say the astronauts traversed the belts quickly, minimizing exposure, and their spacecraft provided adequate shielding. It's a reasoned explanation, one that paints a picture of careful engineering. But as you drift, let the idea of a deadly radiation zone settle into your thoughts. Does it feel surmountable, or does it spark a quiet wonder? Then there's the matter of animal tests. Before humans ventured into space, NASA and other agencies sent animals, monkeys, dogs, mice, into high orbits to study radiation's effects. Many of these creatures suffered or died, their bodies overwhelmed by the harsh environment. If animals couldn't survive, how could humans with similar biology fare better? Some skeptics point to these experiments as evidence that the Van Allen belts pose an insurmountable barrier, one NASA couldn't have overcome in the Apollo era. NASA counters that animal missions helped refine their shielding and flight paths, ensuring human safety. They note the astronauts' brief exposure, hours, not days, kept risks low. Yet, the image of those early space travelers struggling against invisible forces is a haunting one. Let it shimmer in your mind, soft and somber, as you sink deeper into relaxation. Consider the technology of the time. The 1960s were a bold era for space exploration, but the tools were rudimentary by today's standards. Computers were bulky, radiation shielding was basic, and our understanding of space weather was still developing. Could NASA have built spacecraft capable of protecting delicate human bodies through a sea of charged particles? Some say it stretches belief that the Apollo mission's success seems almost miraculous. They imagine a scenario where NASA, unable to breach the belts, turned to deception, filming the moon landings in a studio. NASA insists their engineering was up to the task, with rigorous testing and design overcoming the odds. But the idea of a technological limit, glowing like a faint warning light, is a captivating story. Picture it now, a spacecraft poised at the edge of a radiant storm, and let the thought soothe you like a distant hum. Another clue lies in the astronauts' health. The Apollo crews returned to Earth seemingly unscathed, with no immediate signs of radiation poisoning. But some skeptics point to later health issues, cataracts, heart problems, or cancers that affected a few astronauts, suggesting delayed effects from their journey. Could these be traces of the Van Allen belt's wrath? Evidence NASA downplayed. They argue the agency may have underestimated or concealed the risks to maintain the narrative of success. NASA, of course, monitors astronaut health closely, attributing most issues to aging or other factors, not radiation. But the image of a hidden toll, carried silently by those who ventured into space, is a poignant one. Let it drift through your thoughts, gentle and fleeting, as you hover on the edge of dreams. What about the belt's variability? NASA acknowledges that the Van Allen belts aren't static. Their intensity fluctuates with solar activity, sometimes swelling with dangerous surges. During a solar flare, radiation levels can spike, posing greater risks to spacecraft. Could NASA have timed the Apollo missions perfectly, threading the needle through calm periods? Some skeptics say it's unlikely that the unpredictability of space weather would have made such precision impossible. They imagine a scenario where NASA, aware of the danger, opted for a safer, Earth-bound illusion. NASA counters that they monitored solar conditions and planned trajectories to avoid peak radiation. It's a logical response, one that highlights meticulous planning. But as you relax, let the idea of a turbulent radiation storm glow softly, like a flicker in the cosmic night. There's also the question of data. NASA's records for the Apollo missions include radiation measurements, showing doses within safe limits. But some theorists claim this data is too clean, too consistent, as if curated to tell a specific story. Could the numbers have been fudged? The reality of the belt's danger erased from the logs? They envision a cover-up, with scientists and engineers complicit in a grand deception. NASA, of course, stands by their telemetry, cross-checked by independent observatories and international partners. But the story of manipulated data, glowing with intrigue, is a mesmerizing one. Imagine a control room It's screens displaying a crafted truth, and let the thought wrap around you like a warm blanket. Why would NASA fake the moon landings if the belts were impassable? The motives, like the particles in the belts, are scattered and varied. Some say it was about pride, a desperate bid to outshine the Soviet Union in the Cold War space race. Others believe it was about funding, securing billions for NASA by showcasing impossible feats. A few whisper that the belts hide deeper secrets, perhaps alien technology or cosmic barriers, that NASA wants to keep from us. Whatever the reason, the story captivates, pulling you into a web of questions. NASA, of course, points to the lunar rocks, the photographs, the global witnesses as proof of their success. But this tale isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the soft hum of doubt that lulls you toward sleep. Consider the cultural impact of the moon landings. They were a beacon of hope, a testament to human ambition, uniting the world in awe. If the Van Allen belts made such a journey impossible, NASA's deception would have been a monumental act, sustained for decades. Could such a secret have been kept, with thousands of employees, contractors, and observers involved? Some say yes, bound by loyalty or fear. Others see the landing's legacy as evidence of their reality. Picture the astronauts, their faces beaming with pride, and let the image soothe you, like a story told by a fireside, neither true nor false, just a thread in the cosmic tapestry. As we near the end of this story, imagine the Earth wrapped in its radiant belts, a glowing shield against the void. Are they a barrier no human can cross, or a challenge NASA overcame? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let the Van Allen belts, real or impassable, fade into your dreams, their energy blending with the quiet of your mind. This tale of cosmic doubt is just one stop on our journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest and let the questions dissolve, let the radiation settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply and let the mystery of the Van Allen belts carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself floating in the quiet vastness of the night, gazing up at a sky sprinkled with stars. Among them, a tiny point of light glides silently, a beacon of human ingenuity orbiting Earth. This is the International Space Station, or so NASA tells us, a marvel of science where astronauts live and work above the world. But what if this shining symbol is not what it seems? What if the International Space Station is fake, a carefully crafted illusion to dazzle us? Welcome to our 8th story, a gentle unraveling of a modern myth. Let's drift into this mystery, my friends, and let it wrap you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a soft breeze under a starry canopy. Picture the International Space Station as NASA presents it. A sprawling laboratory in low Earth orbit, a collaboration of nations, home to astronauts who float in zero gravity, conducting experiments and beaming images of our planet below. Its solar panels gleam, its modules hum with life, and its live feeds show a blue Earth curving against the blackness of space. We're told it's a triumph, visible from backyards on clear nights, a testament to what humanity can achieve. But there's a whisper, a quiet doubt, that this orbiting outpost is not real, that NASA films its footage on Earth using studios and tricks to sell a story of space exploration. As you relax, let your mind glide toward this idea. weightless and curious, and let the tale unfold like a soft glow in the twilight. The idea that the International Space Station is fake has simmered in the shadows of conspiracy circles, a soft hum of skepticism about NASA's grand narrative. Some theorists argue that maintaining a station in orbit with constant resupply missions, human habitation is too complex, too costly, or simply impossible with current technology. Instead, they claim NASA stages the ISS in Earth-bound studios, using green screens, harnesses, and clever effects to mimic zero gravity. Why? Perhaps to justify billions in funding, to keep the public enchanted with space, or to hide the truth about what's really up there. Let's wander through this story, gently, like a satellite tracing a silent arc, and see what possibilities flicker in the starlight. One of the first threads in this tale is the footage itself. NASA's videos from the ISS show astronauts floating, their hair drifting upward, tools hovering beside them in a weightless stance. But some skeptics point to oddities, bubbles forming in space as if filmed underwater, or hair moving as if styled with gel rather than free in microgravity. Could these be signs of a studio set, with divers in a tank or actors on wires? They imagine a pool, lit to mimic space, where performers move slowly to create the illusion of orbit. NASA, of course, explains these as quirks of microgravity, with water droplets from experiments or hair affected by static. It's a reasonable answer, one that fits the strangeness of space. But as you drift, let the image of those floating figures settle into your thoughts. Are they in orbit or on a cleverly disguised stage? Then, there's the matter of the live feeds. NASA streams hours of footage from the ISS showing Earth's curvature, sunrises over the horizon, and astronauts at work. But some observers claim these feeds are inconsistent, glitches where objects vanish, cuts that seem abrupt, or clouds that look too static for a planet spinning below. Could these be signs of pre-recorded loops or digital composites pieced together to simulate a view from orbit? Some even point to moments when astronauts appear to slip up, as if reacting to a director's cue. NASA insists the feeds are real, with occasional technical hiccups due to satellite connections. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and elusive. Imagine a control room, its screens displaying a crafted Earth, glowing under artificial light. Let this idea shimmer gently, like a star in a hazy sky. Consider the station's visibility. NASA encourages us to spot the ISS from Earth, a bright dot crossing the sky at predictable times. But some skeptics argue this could be something else, a high-altitude plane, a drone, or even a satellite programmed to mimic the station's path. They question why amateur telescopes rarely capture clear images of the ISS, showing only a vague shape rather than detailed modules. Could NASA be relying on our trust, knowing we can't verify the object above? The agency provides tracking, data, and photos, insisting the ISS is exactly what it claims to be, but the image of a false light, masquerading as a space station, is a captivating one. Let it glide through your mind, serene and fleeting, as you sink deeper into relaxation. Another clue lies in the logistics. Maintaining the ISS requires constant launches, rockets carrying supplies, crew, and equipment to an orbit hundreds of miles up. The station must withstand radiation, micrometeorites, and the vacuum of space, all while supporting human life for months at a time. Could NASA, alongside its international partners, sustain such a feat without major failures? Some say it's implausible, The risks and costs outweigh the benefits. They imagine a simpler explanation. The ISS as a fiction, its missions filmed in secret facilities, perhaps at Area 51 or a similar site. NASA, of course, points to the station's record decades of operation, thousands of experiments, and global collaboration. But the idea of a staged program, glowing with intrigue, is a mesmerizing tale. Picture a studio, its walls painted with stars, and let the thought soothe you like a quiet night. What about the astronauts? These men and women, trained to live in space, share stories of their time on the ISS, floating through modules, gazing at Earth, conducting science in a weightless world. Their accounts are vivid, their pride palpable. But some skeptics wonder if they're complicit, acting out a script to maintain the illusion. Could they be filming in a mock-up station? Their movements choreographed to mimic orbit? A few point to interviews where astronauts seem evasive or inconsistent, as if guarding a secret. NASA insists their crews are genuine, their experiences documented in exhaustive detail. But the story of a staged performance with astronauts as unwitting players is a poignant one. Imagine them moving through a set that mirrors the stars, and let the image wrap around you like a warm blanket. There's also the question of technology. Creating a convincing ISS hoax would require sophisticated effects, green screens, CGI, and precise lighting to simulate space. But skeptics argue NASA has the resources, with access to Hollywood-level production and classified facilities. They point to training facilities, like NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab, where astronauts practice in water tanks that could double as filming sets. Could these be the real source of ISS footage, repurposed to fool the world? NASA, of course, uses these labs for preparation, not production, and their videos are backed by telemetry and international oversight. But the idea of a cinematic deception glowing with creativity is a captivating story. Let it drift through your thoughts, like a film reel unspooling in the dark. Why would NASA fake the ISS? The motives, like the stars, are scattered and varied. Some say it's about money, securing funding by showcasing a grand project. Others believe it's about control, keeping humanity focused on a false frontier while secrets unfold elsewhere. A few whisper that the truth about space, perhaps its dangers or its inhabitants, is too unsettling to reveal. Whatever the reason, the story pulls you into a web of questions. NASA stands by the ISS, its science, its legacy. But this tale isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the soft hum of doubt that lulls you toward sleep. Consider the cultural impact of the ISS. It's a symbol of unity, a place where nations work together, inspiring dreams of a shared future in space. If it were fake, the deception would be monumental, sustained across decades and continents. Could such a secret hold with thousands of scientists, engineers, and observers involved? Some say yes, bound by compartmentalization or loyalty. Others see the station's global presence as proof of its reality. Picture the ISS, a gleaming dream in the sky, and let the image soothe you like a story told by a fireside, neither true nor false, just a thread in the cosmic weave. As we near the end of this story, imagine the night sky above, a canvas of light and mystery. Is the International Space Station a real outpost orbiting our world, or a tale spun to enchant us? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let the ISS real or imagined, fade into your dreams, its light blending with the quiet of your mind. This tale of cosmic doubt is just one stop on our journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the questions dissolve, let the orbit settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply, and let the mystery of the international space station carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself lying beneath a velvet sky, the stars twinkling softly, each a story waiting to be told. The universe stretches out before you, vast and silent, inviting you into its mysteries. Tonight, we glide into our ninth story, a tale that questions one of NASA's most celebrated achievements. Welcome to the idea that the Hubble Space Telescope is a hoax, a whisper that its breathtaking images of galaxies and nebulae are nothing but fabrications. Let's drift into this mystery, my friends, and let it envelop you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a gentle current carrying you through a cosmic sea. Picture the Hubble Space Telescope as NASA presents it, a gleaming observatory orbiting Earth, its mirrors capturing light from the farthest reaches of the universe. Since its launch in 1990, it has sent back images that dazzle the imagination, swirling galaxies, glowing nebulae, and distant stars that seem to whisper of creation itself. These pictures have shaped our view of the cosmos, inspiring awe and wonder. But what if this telescope, this eye in the sky, is not what it seems? What if its images are crafted on Earth? A grand illusion to sell the story of a vast, unreachable universe. As you relax, let your mind float toward this idea, weightless and curious, and let the tale unfold like a soft starlight glow. The notion that the Hubble telescope is a hoax is a quiet murmur in the realm of cosmic skepticism, a doubt that challenges NASA's narrative of exploration. Some theorists argue that launching and maintaining a telescope in orbit, repairing it with spacewalks, and capturing perfect images of distant objects is beyond our technological reach. Instead, they claim NASA creates these images in studios or with computers, weaving a tapestry of fake cosmos to captivate the world. Why? Perhaps to justify billions in funding, to keep us dreaming of distant stars, or to conceal the true nature of space. Let's wander through this story gently, like a comet tracing a silent arc, and see what possibilities shimmer in the darkness. One of the first threads in this tale is the perfection of Hubble's images. The photos are breathtaking, crisp, colorful, almost too beautiful to be real. Galaxies spiral in vivid hues, nebulae glow like cosmic paintings, and stars gleam with crystalline clarity. Could such flawless images come from a telescope floating in the harsh environment of space, battered by radiation and micrometeorites? Some skeptics say they resemble digital art, crafted by graphic designers rather than captured by mirrors. They point to NASA's own admissions that images are enhanced, colors adjusted to highlight features. NASA insists this is standard practice, combining raw data into visuals for science and public appeal. But as you drift, let the idea of a painted cosmos settle into your thoughts. Are these images from space, or a canvas of imagination? Then there's the matter of Hubble's repairs. NASA claims astronauts fixed the telescope in a series of daring spacewalks, correcting its flawed mirror and upgrading its instruments. These missions, starting in 1993, are hailed as triumphs of human skill, but some question how such delicate work could be done in orbit, with bulky suits and zero gravity. Could NASA have staged these repairs, filming them in a mock-up to maintain the Hubble myth? They imagine a sound stage, with actors playing astronauts, their tools floating in a controlled environment. NASA, of course, provides detailed records, photos, and videos of the missions, backed by international partners. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and intriguing. Picture a studio lit to mimic space, glowing with artificial stars, and let the image soothe you like a quiet night. Consider the telescope's orbit. NASA says Hubble circles Earth at 17,000 miles per hour, far above the atmosphere, where it can peer into the cosmos without distortion. But some skeptics argue that maintaining such a precise orbit, free from debris and decay, seems implausible. They question why Hubble's images show no signs of interference from space's hazards, radiation, dust, or satellite clutter. Could the telescope be a fiction? Its data generated on Earth? NASA explains that Hubble's orbit is carefully managed with boosts to counteract decay, and its instruments are shielded from harm. It's a logical response, one that paints a picture of meticulous engineering. But as you relax, let the idea of a non-existent telescope glow softly, like a phantom in the sky. Another clue lies in the consistency of Hubble's output. For over 3 decades, it has delivered a steady stream of images, each more stunning than the last. Could a single telescope, launched with 1990s technology, perform so reliably, never failing or fading? Some theorists say it's too perfect that NASA must be supplementing or inventing the data to keep the story alive. They point to similarities between Hubble images and those from ground-based telescopes, suggesting the former are enhanced versions of the latter. NASA counters that Hubble's unique vantage point above Earth's atmosphere allows unparalleled clarity, and its upgrades have extended its life. But the image of a fabricated telescope, as images born in a computer, is a captivating one. Let it drift through your mind, serene and fleeting, as you sink deeper into relaxation. What about the science? Hubble's discoveries, dark energy, exoplanets, galaxy formation, are said to have reshaped cosmology. But some skeptics question whether these findings are real or simply stories to bolster NASA's prestige. Could the agency be using Hubble as a prop, attributing breakthroughs to a fictional telescope to secure funding and public support? They imagine scientists crafting narratives around computer-generated images, weaving a cosmos that doesn't exist. NASA, of course, shares Hubble's data with the global scientific community, its findings peer-reviewed and verified. But the story of a staged telescope, glowing with intrigue, is a mesmerizing tale. Imagine a room of researchers, their screens displaying a crafted universe, and let the thought wrap around you like a warm blanket. There's also the question of visibility. NASA says Hubble is occasionally visible from Earth, a faint speck crossing the sky, and amateur astronomers have claimed to spot it. But some skeptics argue these sightings could be of other satellites, or even deliberate misdirection. They note that detailed images of Hubble in orbit are rare, with most visuals coming from NASA's own releases. Could the telescope be a myth, its presence faked with lights or CGI? NASA provides tracking data and encourages observations, insisting Hubble is real. But the idea of a phantom telescope gliding through a false sky is a poignant one. Picture it, a ghostly light in the heavens, and let the image soothe you like a story told by a fireside. Why would NASA fake the Hubble telescope? The motives, like the stars, are scattered and varied. Some say it's about inspiration, creating a symbol of human curiosity to unite the world. Others believe it's about control, feeding us a curated cosmos to limit our questions. A few whisper that the truth about space, its emptiness, its dangers, or its inhabitants, is too unsettling to reveal. Whatever the reason, the story pulls you into a web of wonder. NASA stands by Hubble, its images, its legacy, but this tale isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the soft hum of doubt that lulls you toward sleep. Consider the cultural impact of Hubble. Its images have adorned magazines, inspired artists, and fueled dreams of exploration. If it were a hoax, the deception would be monumental, sustained across decades and nations. Could such a secret hold, with thousands of scientists, engineers, and observers involved? Some say yes, with data tightly controlled and narratives aligned. Others see Hubble's global influence as proof of its reality. Picture those cosmic vistas glowing in our collective imagination, and let the image calm you. Neither true nor false, just a thread in the cosmic weave. There's another angle, the technology of imaging. Creating fake Hubble images would require advanced CGI, capable of mimicking light from billions of years ago. But skeptics argue NASA has the tools, with access to supercomputers and visual effects expertise. They point to similarities between Hubble images and sci-fi art, suggesting a shared aesthetic. Could NASA be blending science with fiction, crafting a universe for public consumption? NASA insists their images are data-driven, processed to reveal truth. But the idea of a digital cosmos born in a studio is a captivating story. Let it drift through your thoughts, like a nebula glowing in the dark. As we near the end of this story, imagine the night sky above, a tapestry of light and mystery. Is the Hubble Space Telescope a real eye on the cosmos, or a tale spun to enchant us? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let Hubble, real or imagined, fade into your dreams, its images blending with the quiet of your mind. This tale of cosmic doubt is just one stop on our journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the questions dissolve, let the stars settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply and let the mystery of the Hubble telescope carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself adrift in the silent expanse of the cosmos, where the stars pulse softly and the universe hums with unseen rhythms. You're weightless, cradled by the vastness, as the mysteries of space unfold around you. Tonight, we slip into our 10th story, a tale that questions one of NASA's most celebrated discoveries. Welcome to the idea that gravity waves are fabricated. A whisper that these ripples in space-time, hailed as proof of cosmic events, are a fiction spun by NASA to shape our view of the universe. Let's glide into this mystery, my friends, and let it wrap you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a gentle tide under a starlit sky. Picture gravity waves as NASA describes them, faint ripples in the fabric of space-time, caused by cataclysmic events like colliding black holes or neutron stars. Detected by observatories like LIGO, these waves are said to carry echoes of the universe's most violent moments, confirming Einstein's theory of general relativity. They're a triumph of science, a window into the cosmos's deepest secrets. But what if these waves are not real at all? What if NASA has crafted them, weaving a story of cosmic vibrations to bolster their narrative of a dynamic universe? As you relax, let your mind float toward this idea, curious and unmoored, and let the tale unfold like a soft melody in the night. The notion that gravity waves are fabricated is a quiet murmur in the realm of cosmic skepticism, a doubt that challenges NASA's claims of groundbreaking discovery. Some theorists argue that detecting such faint signals buried in the noise of the universe is beyond our technological grasp, and that NASA may have invented or manipulated the data to claim a scientific victory. Why? Perhaps to secure funding, to lend credence to theories like black holes, or to distract us from truths about the cosmos that defy explanation. Let's wander through this story gently, like a photon drifting through the void, and see what possibilities ripple in the stillness. One of the first threads in this tale is the faintness of the signals. NASA says gravity waves are incredibly weak, requiring ultra-sensitive detectors to pick them up. LIGO's lasers, stretching miles across the Earth, measure changes smaller than a proton's width, a feat that seems almost miraculous. Could such precision be achieved, or are the signals too faint to trust? Some skeptics suggest the detections are artifacts, random noise misinterpreted as cosmic ripples. They imagine scientists eager for a breakthrough, seeing patterns where none exist. NASA, of course, insists the signals are real, cross-checked by multiple detectors and rigorous analysis. But as you drift, let the idea of a phantom wave settle into your thoughts. Is it a cosmic echo or a whisper of invention? Then there's the matter of timing. The first gravity wave detection, announced in 2016, came after years of searching, just as LIGO's upgrades were complete. Some skeptics find this suspiciously convenient, as if NASA timed the discovery to maximize impact and secure further investment. Could the data have been massaged, the results crafted to fit expectations? They point to the complexity of LIGO's systems, where subtle errors could mimic a signal. NASA counters that the timing reflects technological progress, with the upgraded LIGO finally sensitive enough to hear the universe's hum. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and elusive. Imagine a control room, its screens glowing with a curated discovery, and let the image soothe you like a quiet twilight. Consider the source of these waves. NASA attributes them to massive events, black holes merging billions of light years away, their collisions sending ripples across space-time. But what if these sources are speculative, their existence unproven? Some theorists argue that black holes themselves are theoretical, and thus the waves tied to them could be equally fictitious. They propose alternative causes for LIGO signals, electromagnetic disturbances, Earth-based vibrations, or even undiscovered phenomena. NASA, of course, points to the consistency of the data, matching models of black hole mergers. But the image of a universe without gravity waves, serene and still, is a captivating one. Let it shimmer in your mind, calm and boundless, as you sink deeper into relaxation. Another clue lies in the complexity of the experiments. LIGO's detectors are marvels of engineering, using lasers and mirrors to measure infinitesimal changes in distance. But some skeptics question whether such systems can truly isolate cosmic signals from earthly noise, traffic, earthquakes, or even the hum of machinery. Could NASA be overconfident, attributing random fluctuations to gravity waves. They imagine a scenario where the data is cherry-picked, the noise sculpted into a story of cosmic significance. NASA insists their methods are robust, with stringent filters to eliminate interference. But the idea of a fabricated signal glowing with intrigue is a mesmerizing tale. Picture a laboratory, its lasers tracing a crafted truth, and let the thought wrap around you like a warm blanket. What about the global effort? NASA and LIGO collaborate with scientists worldwide, sharing data and verifying results. But some skeptics argue this network could enable a coordinated narrative, with institutions aligned to promote the gravity wave story. They point to the pressure on scientists to deliver results, especially after decades of investment in projects like LIGO. Could the detections be a collective illusion, sustained by shared belief? NASA, of course, emphasizes the transparency of their process, with findings open to scrutiny. But the story of a global deception, glowing with subtle coordination, is a poignant one. Imagine a web of observatories, their signals woven into a cosmic myth, and let the image soothe you like a story told by a fireside. There's also the question of alternative explanations. If gravity waves aren't real, what causes the signals LIGO detects? Some theorists suggest mundane sources, atmospheric disturbances, magnetic fields, or even experimental flaws. Others propose exotic possibilities, like unknown particles or cosmic strings, that NASA might be ignoring to protect their narrative. Could the agency be clinging to gravity waves to avoid admitting uncertainty? NASA insists their models are the best fit, backed by simulations and observations. The idea of a universe humming with different forces, serene and unexplored, is a captivating story. Let it drift through your thoughts like a ripple in a quiet pond as you hover on the edge of dreams. Why would NASA fabricate gravity waves? The motives, like the cosmos, are vast and varied. Some say it's about prestige, claiming a discovery that cements their place in history. Others believe it's about funding, justifying the cost of massive projects like LIGO. A few whisper that the truth about space-time, perhaps its stability or its secrets, is too unsettling to reveal. Whatever the reason, the story pulls you into a web of wonder. NASA stands by their detections, their science, their legacy. But this tale isn't about proof, it's about the possibility, the soft hum of doubt that lulls you toward sleep. Consider the cultural impact of gravity waves. They've captured the public's imagination, painted as proof of Einstein's genius and the universe's grandeur. If they were fabricated, the deception would be monumental, reshaping how we view science itself. Could such a secret hold with thousands of researchers and instruments involved? Some say yes, with data tightly controlled and narratives aligned. Others see the wave's acceptance as evidence of their reality. Picture the cosmos, its ripples celebrated in headlines, and let the image calm you, neither true nor false, just a thread in the cosmic weave. There's another angle, the technology of detection. LIGO's lasers are so sensitive they can detect vibrations smaller than an atom, a feat that borders on the miraculous. Could such precision be trusted? Or are the systems prone to misinterpretation? Some skeptics argue that NASA's confidence in LIGO overlooks its vulnerabilities, stray particles, thermal noise, or human bias. They envision a Han scenario where the data is sculpted, the waves a product of hope rather than reality. NASA insists their safeguards are rigorous, their results peer-reviewed, but the idea of a crafted signal born in a lab is a captivating story. Let it drift through your thoughts like a wave fading into stillness. As we near the end of this story, imagine the universe stretching out before you, a canvas of light and mystery. Are gravity waves its hidden pulse, or a tale spun to enchant us? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let the waves, real or imagined, fade into your dreams, their ripples blending with the quiet of your mind. This tale of cosmic doubt is just one stop on our journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the questions dissolve. Let the space-time settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply and let the mystery of gravity waves carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself floating in a boundless, tranquil void, where stars glimmer softly and the universe hums with an ancient, timeless melody. You're weightless, cradled by the cosmos, as the mysteries of existence unfold around you. Tonight, we slip into our 11th story, a tale that questions the very origin of everything. Welcome to the idea that the Big Bang never happened, a whisper that NASA's story of the universe's explosive birth is a fiction crafted to shape our understanding. Let's glide into this mystery, my friends, and let it envelop you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a gentle current beneath a starlit canopy. Picture the Big Bang as NASA describes it. A singular moment, 13.8 billion years ago, when all matter, energy, space, and time burst forth from an infinitely dense point. This cosmic explosion, they say, set the universe in motion, creating galaxies, stars, and planets in an ever-expanding tapestry. It's a story woven into science, supported by cosmic background radiation, the redshift of galaxies, and the math of cosmology. But what if this tale is a myth, a convenient narrative to explain the unexplainable? What if the universe has always existed, eternal and unchanging, and NASA's Big Bang is a fabrication? As you relax, let your mind drift toward this idea, curious and unmoored, and let the tale unfold like a soft glow in the cosmic night. The notion that the Big Bang never happened is a quiet murmur in the realm of cosmic skepticism, a challenge to the foundation of modern astronomy. Some theorists argue that the universe has no beginning, that it's a steady-state system or a cycle of endless phases, and that NASA promotes the Big Bang to maintain a tidy, linear story. Why? Perhaps to align science with a creation-like event, to secure funding for telescopes and theories, or to hide a deeper truth about the cosmos's nature. Let's wander through this story gently, like a star drifting through an eternal void, and see what possibilities shimmer in the stillness. One of the first threads in this tale is the cosmic microwave background, the faint glow NASA calls the Big Bang's echo. They say it's the cooled remnant of the universe's first light, a snapshot of creation itself. But some skeptics question whether this radiation truly proves a singular origin. Would it be the glow of distant stars, scattered dust, or an artifact of our instruments? They argue NASA interprets the data to fit the Big Bang model, ignoring alternative explanations. NASA, of course, insists the background radiation matches their predictions, its patterns mapped with precision by satellites like Kobe and Planck. But as you drift, let the idea of a timeless glow settle into your thoughts. Is it the Big Bang's signature, or a whisper of something eternal. Then there's the redshift of galaxies. NASA says galaxies are moving away from us, their light stretched into redder wavelengths, evidence of an expanding universe born in a Big Bang. But some theorists propose other causes for this redshift. Perhaps light loses energy over vast distances, or space itself behaves differently than we think. Could NASA be clinging to expansion to support their narrative, dismissing ideas like a static or cyclic cosmos? They imagine a universe that simply is, without a fiery start. NASA counters that redshift, combined with other data, paints a clear picture of expansion. Yet, the doubt lingers, soft and elusive. Picture a universe that stretches forever, unchanging, and let the image soothe you like a quiet twilight. Consider the concept of a singularity, the infinitely dense point where the Big Bang began. NASA describes it as a place where physics breaks down, a mystery beyond our grasp. But some skeptics argue that singularities are mathematical fictions, not real objects, and that their necessity in the Big Bang model reveals its flaws. Could the universe exist without a beginning, its structure shaped by forces we don't yet understand? They envision a cosmos that's always been, with no need for a cosmic spark. NASA insists the singularity is a theoretical necessity, supported by equations like Einstein's. But as you relax, let the idea of an eternal universe shimmer in your mind, calm and boundless, like a sea without shores. Another clue lies in the universe's structure. NASA says the Big Bang explains the distribution of galaxies, their clusters forming a web across space. But some question whether this pattern requires a single origin. Could galaxies have formed through other processes, gravitational waves, plasma dynamics, or cycles of collapse and rebirth? They argue NASA's model oversimplifies the cosmos, forcing observations into a Big Bang framework. NASA, of course, points to simulations and observations that align with their theory, from galaxy formation to elemental abundances. But the image of a universe without a beginning, serene and infinite, is a captivating one. Let it drift through your thoughts, like a nebula glowing in the dark. What about the age of the universe? NASA claims it's 13.8 billion years old, a figure derived from the Big Bang's timeline. But some skeptics wonder if this age is an assumption, tied to the model rather than reality. They point to stars and galaxies that seem older, or structures too complex for such a young cosmos. Could the universe be ageless, its history stretching beyond measure? They imagine a cosmos that defies clocks, existing in a state of eternal now. NASA counters that their age estimates are robust, backed by multiple lines of evidence. But the story of a timeless universe glowing with mystery is a mesmerizing tale. Picture it, a cosmos without a birthday, and let the thought wrap around you like a warm blanket. There's also the question of alternative theories. Before the Big Bang gained dominance, ideas like the steady-state model, where the universe maintains itself through continuous creation, held sway. Some modern theorists propose cyclic models, with universes born and reborn in endless loops. Could NASA be suppressing these ideas, favoring the Big Bang to maintain a unified narrative? They argue the agency's focus on a single event limits our imagination, ignoring possibilities that don't fit their story. NASA insists the Big Bang is the best explanation, supported by a wealth of data. But the idea of a cyclic or steady cosmos, serene and unending, is a poignant one. Let it shimmer in your mind, like a star that never fades. Why would NASA fabricate the Big Bang? The motives, like the cosmos, are vast and varied. Some say it's about control, offering a creation story that aligns science with cultural expectations. Others believe it's about funding, tying telescopes and missions to a grand origin tale. A few whisper that the truth, an eternal or cyclic universe, might challenge our sense of purpose or reveal cosmic secrets NASA wants hidden. Whatever the reason, the story pulls you into a web of wonder. NASA stands by their model, their data, their legacy. But this tale isn't about proof. It's about the possibility, the soft hum of doubt that lulls you toward sleep. Consider the cultural impact of the Big Bang. It's a story that shapes our view of existence, a cosmic birth that mirrors human narratives of creation. If it were fabricated, the deception would be profound, reshaping science and philosophy. Could such a narrative hold with global scientists and observatories involved? Some say yes, with data curated and dissent sidelined. Others see the theory's acceptance as evidence of its truth. Picture the universe, its origin celebrated in books and classrooms, and let the image calm you, neither true nor false, just a thread in the cosmic weave. There's another angle, the technology of observation. Detecting the Big Bang's echoes relies on sensitive instruments, satellites, telescopes, and detectors that measure faint signals. Could these tools be misinterpreting the cosmos, their data sculpted to fit a preconceived model? Some skeptics argue that NASA's confidence overlooks uncertainties, like cosmic dust or instrument noise. They envision a scenario where the Big Bang is a story, not a fact, born from hope rather than reality. NASA insists their methods are rigorous, their findings peer-reviewed, but the idea of a crafted origin, glowing with intrigue, is a captivating story. Let it drift through your thoughts like a star fading into dawn. As we near the end of this story, imagine the universe stretching out before you, a tapestry of light and mystery. Did it begin with a big bang, or has it always been eternal and serene? The question doesn't need an answer tonight. What matters is the calm, the soft rhythm of the tale carrying you forward. Let the universe, born or timeless, fade into your dreams, its stars blending with the quiet of your mind. This tale of cosmic doubt is just one stop on our journey, a whisper in the night. As you rest, let the questions dissolve. Let the cosmos settle. The universe is vast, and so are its stories. For now, breathe deeply and let the mystery of the Big Bang carry you into a soft, soothing slumber. Imagine yourself adrift in a serene, star-lit cosmos, where galaxies swirl gently and the universe breathes with quiet mystery. You're weightless, enveloped by the soft glow of distant lights, as the secrets of existence unfold around you. Tonight, we glide into our final story, a tale that questions a hidden force shaping the heavens. Welcome to the idea that dark matter is a lie, a whisper that NASA's invisible substance, said to hold the universe together, is a fiction, crafted to explain the unexplainable. Let's float into this mystery, my friends, and let it cradle you in a soothing, dreamy calm, like a gentle wave under a celestial sky. Picture dark matter as NASA describes it, an unseen, mysterious substance that makes up roughly a quarter of the universe's mass. It doesn't emit or reflect light, yet it's said to exert gravity, anchoring galaxies, bending light, and guiding the cosmos' structure. Alongside dark energy, it's a cornerstone of modern cosmology, explaining why stars and galaxies move as they do. But what if dark matter is not real at all? What if it's a placeholder, a story NASA tells to mask gaps in their understanding of the universe? As you relax, let your mind drift toward this idea, curious and unmoored, and let the tale unfold like a soft shimmer in the cosmic night. The notion that dark matter is a lie is a quiet ripple in the sea of cosmic skepticism, a challenge to the framework of astronomy. Some theorists argue that dark matter is a fudge factor, invented to save theories that don't fully explain the universe's behavior. Instead of an invisible substance, they propose other forces, modified gravity, unseen energies, or new physics that NASA overlooks to maintain its narrative. Why? Perhaps to uphold a tidy model of the cosmos, to justify telescopes and experiments, or to conceal a truth too strange to reveal. Let's wander through this story gently, like a star gliding through an endless void, and see what possibilities glow in the darkness. One of the first threads in this tale is the invisibility of dark matter. NASA says it can't be seen or detected directly, only inferred through its gravitational effects, galaxies spinning faster than expected, light bending around unseen masses. But some skeptics question whether such an elusive substance can be trusted. Could these effects stem from something else, like errors in our understanding of gravity or the influence of undiscovered particles? They argue NASA clings to dark matter to avoid admitting uncertainty. NASA, of course, points to a wealth of evidence, from galaxy rotation curves to cosmic microwave background patterns. But as you drift, let the idea of a universe without dark matter settle into your thoughts. Is it a hidden force or a whisper of imagination? Then there's the matter of experiments. For decades, scientists have hunted for dark matter particles, WIMPs, axions, or other exotics, using underground detectors, particle accelerators, and space-based telescopes. Yet, despite billions spent, no direct detection has been made. Some skeptics see this as a sign that dark matter doesn't exist, that NASA and its partners are chasing a phantom to justify their work. Could the null results point to a flaw in the model ignored to protect the status quo? NASA insists that search is ongoing, with each failure refining their theories. Yet the doubt lingers, soft and elusive. Imagine a laboratory, its screens empty of dark matter's trace, glowing with quiet mystery. Let the image soothe you like a starless night. Consider the behavior of galaxies. NASA says dark matter forms halos around galaxies, its gravity holding stars in their orbits and shaping cosmic structures. But some theorists propose alternatives, like modified Newtonian dynamics, or MOND, which tweaks gravity's rules to explain these motions without dark matter. Could NASA be dismissing such ideas, favoring a complex substance over a simpler solution? They argue MOND explains small-scale phenomena better, while dark matter fits the larger cosmic web. Another clue lies in the history of the concept. Dark matter was proposed in the 1930s by Fritz Zwicky to explain galaxy cluster motions, but it gained prominence decades later as cosmology evolved. Some skeptics argue it's a convenient invention, a patch, applied when Einstein's gravity didn't fully account for observations. Could NASA have embraced dark matter to avoid rethinking fundamental physics, locking science into a flawed paradigm? They imagine a cosmos where gravity alone, or new forces, shapes the stars. NASA, of course, sees dark matter as a robust solution, backed by simulations and data. But the story of a fabricated substance glowing with intrigue is a mesmerizing tale. Picture a universe free of dark matter's shadow and let the thought wrap around you like a warm blanket. And so, dear dreamers, we come to the end of our cosmic journey, a gentle voyage through the stars and the stories we've been told about them. Imagine yourself now, floating in a sea of soft starlight, the universe cradling you in its quiet embrace. Our tales of NASA's supposed lies, 12 whispers of doubt, from the moon landings to dark matter, have carried us through the night, each one a thread in the vast tapestry of the cosmos. As you rest, let these stories settle into your heart, their mysteries blending with the calm of this moment, soothing you like a lullaby sung by the heavens. Picture the earth below, a glowing orb spinning silently, or perhaps a flat plain stretching beneath a dome of stars. Whatever image your mind holds dear, the questions we've explored, the doubts we've wandered through, they don't need answers tonight. They're here to wrap you in wonder, to ease you into a peaceful slumber where the boundaries between truth and tale blur into dreams. Whether the moon was touched, the sun is a star, or aliens watch from afar, these stories have been your companions, guiding you through the vast unknown with a gentle, hypnotic rhythm. Feel the weight of the day slip away, like a spacecraft drifting beyond Earth's pull. The universe, with all its secrets, is a place of infinite calm, a canvas where your thoughts can wander freely. Perhaps you've drifted off already, lost in the glow of a Martian desert or the ripple of a gravity wave. If so, let your dreams carry you deeper, to places where the stars sing and the cosmos whispers its truths. If you're still here, lingering in the quiet, thank you for staying with me, for letting these tales of cosmic doubt lull you toward rest.